Hello Capricorn, welcome to your November reading. So I pre-shuffled and meditated off camera so that I could have a bit more time on the video and it would be without stress while I'm shuffling and hoping not to have a half-hour video, and the downloading time is hell. So I decided to do it like that this month. I hope you understand. So the cards that are already face up are the cards that kind of flew out like that. So I left everything like this. So it's a 6-card pull. The 3 cards for the underlying energy. It can be the past or what was brewing in the ether to explain the now. And then we have the result or what's coming. So let's see. In the past, you have Judgment, the Princess of Swords. Here, I'll show you. Judgment, the Princess of Swords, and these two came together, the Hermit and the Ten of Cups. So what that tells me is that there's something that revived in the past, that, like, because the Judgment, it is like the last judgment, but you see these dead people that are coming back to life. Often it's like a project or someone that we kind of put an X on it. Okay, this is not happening, and we moved on and everything, and it comes back. Of course, now with Venus retrograding, it's something that can happen often. Maybe somebody coming back in your life in the past. I mean, it can be last month or, you know, a couple of months ago, whatever. But that came with this communication. And we have here the Virgo card, so maybe you were dealing with a Virgo. And with the Hermit with the Ten of Cups, that really, that communication, that thing that came alive from the past, really made you go inwards and see here the Ten of Cups. What does really make me happy, bring me fulfillment? The Ten of Cups is the ultimate fulfillment. So maybe if you were not living that with a Virgo, that is the inner, going to go get our inner wisdom, retracting, going to get our inner wisdom, and what really makes me happy. And that was provoked by that thing coming back to life, that news, that communication. Right now, what you're living now is the Six of Swords. That means moving on, with the King of Wands and the Prince of Wands. So there's a lot of fire here. Maybe you are dealing with a fire person, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Or maybe you're embodying that energy. After going within and really finding out what makes you happy, the King of Wands is a kind of personality that is an entrepreneur. He goes and gets what he wants. He's a creator that way. He will put his willpower into the world and create the reality he wants. That's why often we'll say he's a businessman or something like that, but he really masters his willpower. And with the Prince of Wands, like if you are embodying that energy and knowing now what would actually make you happy and deciding to go get it, this is the why not. The knights are on quests. So it's like if that energy of going and getting it, he doesn't really think about tomorrow. You know, he's in the now. If that's really an energy of in the now. Now I know what I want, I know what makes me happy, and I'm going for it. I'll deal with the consequences after. That's a bit that energy, which is good, because sometimes we need that, because if we don't do that, sometimes we can be stuck in analyzing and thinking of the consequences and what could happen if I do that, that would happen, and we kind of get stuck not doing anything because of all that thinking, or the fears. Or he's fearless, he's just going for what he wants, he knows what it is at that moment, there's nothing more important, and he's going for it. So you're kind of in this energy of, with the Six of Swords, it's like moving on from that period, an old period where maybe things were difficult on any level. It could be emotionally, mentally, physically. You're just moving on and mastering this this will of what is your passion, what is your truth, and going for it. And that will bring you, like what he is going after with all of his passion there, what you're going after with your passion, you know, after that clarity going within about what makes you happy, I guess it's the Ace of Cups. Love. That is beautiful. Maybe it is with a fire sign, like a Leo or something like that. But it is really what brings us emotional fulfillment. It's that seed of potential, of emotional fulfillment, of that is the fulfillment. That, whoops, sorry. That's the beginning, and that's the fulfillment. So you're going to go get that Ace of Cups. And we have strength. There's a Leo. That's a Leo. But it is also mastering our instincts. So if there's the doing that gesture, what it tells me, and it came out with the Eight of Wands. What that tells me is that doing that move, you're going to need strength to do that move. Maybe it's something out of your character. Maybe it's something that you would have never thought you would do. So she's mastering that beast. And that beast can be our ego, can be our fears, can be everything that is untamed inside of us. She is taming it. And she knows that because she has the strength of the universe, or of a connection with the universe. That's her strength. Her higher self. She is her higher self. And so that's why she can tame that beast. So you're going to need that to go do that move and get your Ace of Cups. And the Eight of Wands is communication. You're going to receive or make that communication. We used to call it the arrows of love, because they're passionate communications coming out of nowhere, you know. And they're not just communication, they're moves also. Like, you know that there's going to be this move and to build up something. That's why it's kind of made like a ladder. It's going to build up communications and moves that are actually going to build up something. Let's clarify a couple of cards. Let's see. That Six of Swords. What did you move on from? What did you move on from? Six of Swords for Capricorn, November. It is in the now. What are you leaving behind, or what are you going towards? Okay. We have the Hangman, and the Seven of Pentacles. So that's what that is telling me, is that that period of hermit that you went in and everything, it was really to give you another point of view on things. It kind of gave you an enlightenment, or it's giving it to you now, because this is in the now. It's when we're in hermit mode, it's not an active mode, it's an active mode inside, but not in the action outside. And so is the Hangman. And the Hangman is asking us to actually see things completely differently. Being upside down, we have a different vision on our reality. There's like this relation with Odin, that after creating the world, he hung himself upside down by the foot to look at his creation, to see if something was missing. So that's a bit what you did here. And with the Seven of Pentacles, that's another assessing card. Assessing everything you invested in, all the seeds you planted in your life and what they actually gave. Did they give you that Ten of Cups? Did all the moves and everything you did that bring you a Ten of Cups? Did that give you emotional satisfaction? So it's a really, you've got three assessing cards. One is going within to your inner wisdom. The other one is more like looking at things to get enlightened, looking at things completely differently to get enlightened. And the other one is assessing every effort you actually did, and every energy, where you put your energy, your time, your work, your effort, you know. So that is what is provoking that moving on. Leaving things behind and keeping your wisdom and your thoughts with you to that new shore. What is that King of Wands? Tell me, what is that King of Wands? Is it you, Capricorn? Taking on that energy, or is it someone? Are you going towards that fire sign? Holy Spirit, talk to me about the King of Wands. What is the King of Wands? Oh, King of Pentacles, two kings. Wow, you're really mastering. This is the center of your reading. And we have the Ace of Pentacles there. So that is a solid, because the King of Pentacles is also someone that is success is in the mastering of everything that is solid, grounded, you know, like he will be an investor. He's also a businessman in a way, but he's not the guy that's gonna go get clients and just, you know, he's building a solid, slow empire. And so with those two kings together, that tells me that what the energy you're bringing in, whether it is within you or through somebody you're attracting, is something very solid. Like if this is like talking about work, these can be your employers, or this can be you deciding that you want to start your own business, because they can do that. So if you're embodying that energy, you're starting your own business. If you're looking for a new job that's going to satisfy you, maybe you've heard of a job from the past or a project that is coming back, and now you're going to get it. And if it's love, well, that's the energy of wanting to build something solid but passionate. And maybe you're bringing in that person in your life. What is the Prince of Wands? Because this is a general reading, so we can live the same energies on different levels, and it depends of where you are in your life and the lessons and the things that you are ready to live at that moment, because these are energies. What is the Prince of Wands going like that? What is the Prince of Wands? Following your passion. Let's go. Because you're an earth sign. I mean, you're not afraid of working hard, you know, long hours, and that kind of quick, passionate, let's go for what I feel kind of thing. Whoops. Oh, Queen of Cups. My nose is twitching. Queen of Cups. Following your heart. You're not just following your passion, you're following your heart. You're following your heart. You're going to get that Ace of Cups. To make something solid. Like a new solid thing. You're gonna follow that passion of yours. If you're a woman, you're listening to your intuition and you're deciding to go for it. Maybe you've got news from this double king there. A really solid man. And if you're a man, or that can be you also, man, woman, even if it's a king, even if you're a woman, you can be represented as a king. But just tell me that at this point you're in a very solid position. Very solid position. After all that inner thinking and assessing, you know what you want and you're going for it. What is that Ace of Cups, Spirit? What is that Ace of Cups? Capricorn, November. Ace of Cups coming. Please talk to me about the Ace of Cups. What is going to fulfill their emotions? The High Priestess with the Ace of Cups. So that is something, if it's a relationship like with a woman or with a man that you're thinking, it is someone that you feel on a very psychic level. You feel their energy, like, you know, if you think they appear in your mind all the time and you know how they're feeling at that moment, you have that connection. It's a emotional but spiritual connection also. With the High Priestess. Because that's your intuition also. See, the Queen of Cups and the High Priestess, they're both very psychic. One, it's because she's in touch with her emotion. And the other one rules the moon, the night, everything that is unwritten and unshown. She rules that. The wisdom of, the inner wisdom, the wisdom of our higher self. Oh. See the moon again with the Knight of Swords. I was asking about the, in my mind, I was asking about the strength here. So you're gonna need strength because you're going at it. See, that's the second night. This one follows, the Knight of Wands follows his passion. The Knight of Swords follows the sword of truth he has in his hand, of knowing. Here you know, inside. Here he knows, and he goes and communicates and you know, do what he has to do in a very fast way. And you're gonna need your strength because there's the moon. Like, you don't know exactly how it's gonna turn out, how things are gonna turn out. You have the moon is, it can be Pisces, but it can, you know, it can be a water sign, like the Queen of Cups there. Maybe you're going for a water sign, but also it shows, like the High Priestess masters the moon. It's that feminine side. It's that we don't know the whole situation. I take a decision, I'm going for the Ace of Cups, but how is it gonna turn out? Is it gonna be you know, easy, beautiful? Am I gonna be received, or am I going to be rejected? What is this relationship possible? Is this, you know, there's a lot of unknown, but you're going for it anyway because you're gonna use your strength. Because the fears that are pulling out of the water, you know, that's all our unconsciousness. You can decide to follow the dog or to follow the wolf. Follow your faithful friend or the wild one, you know, that can see the fears and the things like that, and the fight or flight, or be calm and more domesticated or mastered in the moon. So with the strength there, you're gonna follow and calm down your inner revolutions and fears and go for it, because you don't know how that situation is gonna unfold. It brings these feelings in you. Eight of Wands. One last clarification with the Eight of Wands. Capricorn, Eight of Wands for the outcome. Those communications, actions, building to something. What is it gonna be? What is it gonna be? November. Oh, all right. You have the Judgment again. See the first one? The first card you had there? Of that thing, awakening again, that was dead. You have it again with this Eight of Wands, communication. It's a judgment. It's bringing back to life something. You know, sometimes it's bringing back to life something that was dead in us also. You know, when we forget a part of us and we kind of shove it down because we have other things to do, and it comes back to life, like our heart or our inner child or an old passion of ours that comes back to life, because that is what was making us happy. It can be something like that too. And you have the Four of Pentacles. So with the Four of Pentacles, that tells me that whatever is coming up right now and that you're building on and receiving, that you are going to, because that is the future, it's going to be solid. Because the Four of Wands is, yes, hanging on to things, but it is also a four, the solidity of the four, like the four legs of a table. And it's solidifying what is being created. Usually it's a warning of not spreading too thin, because you need to solidify now. So that is a solidifying card. So that what that tells me with the Judgment, that it is going to be something solid. What you are reawakening with also that fast communication is gonna be about that came in the past there, that arrived and reawakened something within you, making you go through all of that and making that decision of going for what will fulfill you is solid. So you don't have to worry about that. What was in the bottom there? The Page of Pentacles. Another sign of solidity, but at the beginning stage. So this is something new. It is something new, even if it's something that is being revived. Maybe the first time it arrived in your life, you didn't do nothing about it. It wasn't the time, or every party weren't ready. You know, it's always a question of timing, but now is the time. Now is the time. And it's going to bring you fulfillment. So that is your reading, Capricorn, for the month of November. I hope it resonates for you. If it didn't quite resonate, you can look at your ascendant, moon, or Venus. And of course, like, share, and comment. I like to read your comments. And I'll see you in December. All right, namaste.